Greetings and well met. Welcome to Stories by the Fireside. I am your host and narrator, Hailstorm, and today I have some more thoughts for you. I've become quite fond of these little thoughts videos. They are quite good when I don't have the whole spectrum of thoughts and energy to put together something more thought-provoking? No, that's not the right word. You get what I mean. When I don't have all of the energy to do another video to read aloud. But this time I actually have something more concrete for you than just what has been going on in my life as of late. And I'm feeling better today, so that's nice. But I am a writer, kind of. I haven't actually published anything yet, but I write, and I suppose that makes me a writer. Amateur writer, I suppose? Writer in the making? I don't know, but I do a lot of writing. And when I have friends or random strangers on the internet or other places, mostly on the internet, but when I have people on the internet who ask me if I have any advice for them as an upcoming writer myself, if I have any advice for them to start writing, or they say I want to become a writer too, I always tell them one very specific thing, and that is no. Don't. If you are not a writer yet, don't. Oh God, don't. I'm not saying this to be cruel. Not at all. In fact, I am saving you. It is a lifelong commitment. And when they say, I want to become a screenwriter, I want to become a playwright, I want to become one of the greatest writers of all time, what you want is the fame. You want to look at the world around you and you want to see that which you have created. You don't actually think about the whole thing of writing. What you want to see is your face on Broadway and on television. You want to see your works. You want to see your works in real life. You want to see everybody love your books. You want to be the next Tolkien or Dan Brown or Stephen King. You want to be one of the names that are recognized out there. You want to be the next Guillermo del Toro. You want to be you want to be the writer that everybody talks about. And I'm telling you that's not going to happen. Because if you become a writer, you need to be one of two things. One, you need to be extremely successful. I'm talking seriously successful. There's a reason why the names that I have just mentioned, Dan Brown, Tolkien, Stephen King, Guillermo del Toro, and a myriad of other people, there's a reason why we know their names. That is because they are talented people in each their own way, in each their own genre. That is the reason why. They are extremely good, and they did not become good overnight. They are not one-trick ponies, these people. They have a long, very, very long track record of a lot of writing. Even Tolkien. I mean, yes, he is best known for the Ring trilogy and the Hobbit and the Silmarillion. But are you aware of how much work went into those books? And the fact that he became famous mostly after his death should be telling you something. So either you need to be extremely good at what you're doing and or dead, or you need to have a job. Because you are not going to be able to make it as a writer from the get-go. That's not going to happen. You are not going to be able to be a one-hit wonder overnight. You might, perhaps, maybe, if you're lucky, and if you write about something that people like these days, then yes, you may be able to get a one-trick pony out there, and you may be able to live a little bit off of it, but can you do it twice? Can you do it a third time? What about a fourth? How many times can you do that until you run out of material, until you run out of words, until you run out of ideas, until you run out of spark? Because at some point or another, the candle is going to be burnt down, and there's going to be nothing left. Being a writer is a lifelong commitment. And to those who haven't even started yet, to you I say don't start until you are very sure that you have a secure job, that you know that you're not going to get fired from, and something that you have time enough to write as a hobby, because that is the only way that you can successfully be a writer, unless you're really, 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 really good. Or really, 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 really damn lucky. Because otherwise you're going to be extremely disappointed and very poor. And you're going to be a dishwasher or something similar. And that is not to shit on dishwashers, and pardon my language. But you are not going to be the glamorous screenplay writer who gets all of the Grammys and everything like that. You are not going to be that. You're not going to be that person. However, there is a group of people, and to you have my sincerest condolences. And those are the people who cannot not write. Those are the people that were picked by the profession itself to become writers. They didn't pick the profession, they were picked by the profession. Storytelling and writing is in their blood. It is what they breathe. It is who they are. They cannot not write. They might try, but they will start writing all the same. Every day, day in and day out. They breathe the writing process all the time, 24/7, all day, every day, all year, every year. That is just how it is. That is their lives. They cannot live without writing, and they cannot breathe without writing. And that is just how it is. That is their lives. It is in their blood. It is in their soul. They are writers down to the very fabric of their being. And to you I say, you have my most sincerest condolences. And I know how you guys feel, because that is exactly what it is for me. I am one of those people. I write every day. And it does not mean that I finish something very often. It actually just means I get ideas constantly. And I keep thinking about, how am I going to write these people? How am I going to write this scene? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And I write some things here and there, trying to make it correct, trying to find the method that works best with these people, with these scenes. I do research all the time. It is exhausting. But when you finish something, even just a chapter of something, it is a high like nothing else that I have ever tried so far in my life. It is wonderful. It is a wonderful feeling, because it feels like you're complete. I feel complete when I finish something, and then suddenly I no longer feel complete, and I need to continue, because I need to find that complete feeling again. But once the complete feeling is over, you go into the low. And that's a horrible low. You don't want that, so you need to start on your next thing so you don't experience that low. And it is a constant circle that you cannot get out of. When you stop writing, you start writing. And when you start writing, you eventually stop writing, and then you start writing again. That's just how it is, and any other writer who's this way, you have my sincerest condolences, you really do. I feel with you guys. It is a struggle every day. It really is. Oh god. My work in progress folder is massive. I don't even want to put numbers on it. That's just gonna make it worse. But I wouldn't have it any other way. This is who I am. I create a lot. I write a lot. There's not even I'm not even gonna say I write too much, because there's no such thing. But I write, and I write a lot. So that's just my life. And I'm rambling again, but to come back to my original point. If you ask me whether you should start writing, I'm going to tell you no, unless you fulfill the criteria of either being extremely talented right off the bat, or having a stable job. Like my cousin, who is also a writer. He's actually a published writer, and he is making crime novels. But he also has a very stable job. So, to him it's a hobby. To him it's something fun he can do. And it makes him happy, so good for him. So, and if you have already started writing and you are trying to get some advice from me, first of all, my condolences. My condolences. You have fallen into the trap of starting to write, and now you cannot get out of it ever again. Once it begins, it will stick with you for the rest of your life, and you will never stop thinking about it, and I am very sorry. As for legit, actual advice, my main advice is to practice. Practice, 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 practice. Write. And keep writing, and don't stop writing. And if you don't like it, then congratulations, you're doing something correct. Because, yes, I don't like some of the things that I've written. I try my best to actually like the stuff that I've written, so when I'm done with it, then at least one person likes what I've written, and that makes everything worthwhile. But it is difficult, because a month later when I read it over, I'm like, oh my god, why did I write that? Why did I write that? No, I want to go back and fix it. But I'm not going to do that, because chances are that I have put the last period on that particular thing, and I'm not going to touch it. It's difficult. It's very difficult, but keep practicing what you're writing. And I don't care what you're writing. Is it poetry? Good. Is it novels? Good. Is it songs? Good. Is it a screenplay? Good. Is it a theatre play? Good. Keep writing. Whatever it is you're writing, keep creating, keep doing. Don't stop, for the love of God. Keep going. Okay? Keep going. Keep writing. Keep doing what you should be doing, what your brain and what your soul is telling you to do. Keep doing it, for the love of God. Don't put it in darkness, okay? Just bring it out and use it. Use your talents. Because the more you use your talents, the better you're going to become at it. Keep writing, and keep writing stupid stuff too. Keep writing fan fictions, even if you think that it's stupid. You have this alternative universe you made, this beautiful AU, coffee shop AU, where all of the characters are just meeting at this goddamn coffee shop, or it's a high school drama, or whatever. It does not matter. Keep writing. Okay? I can't believe that I just condoned coffee shop AUs and high school dramas, but here we are. Keep doing them. I don't like them. I personally hate them. They're really not my thing. But you should still keep doing it. Still keep writing. If that is what makes you happy, if that's what makes you smile, do it. If that is what your brain is telling you to do, if that is what your soul is telling you to do it. Do it. Put it on fanfiction.net or AO3. It doesn't matter. Just Or even if you just put it in a dusty folder on your computer for all time, like I do a lot of the time, keep writing. For the love of God, keep writing, because you are not going to get any better if you don't write. Okay? And that goes for literally anything else, especially when it comes to creative things that needs some kind of skill. Literally anything. Drawing, writing, sculpting, weaving, jewelry making. Anything that requires just a modicum of skill, if you stop doing it, you're going to fall out of practice and you're going to be annoyed at it when you pick it up again. Keep doing what you like to do. Keep doing this creative skill and keep building on it. And you will be good. Trust me, you will be good. You might not be able to see it, but other people are going to see it. Believe you me, it is almost... It's almost a factual truth that artists do not like their art. That's just a thing. That is a fact of life. The sun shines, the grass is green, birds sing, artists hate their art. That's just a fact of life. And that's fine. That is okay. We hate our art. But don't you dare insult it either, because they are babies, they are children, they are our precious creatures. They are our brainchilds, and you don't get to insult them. We're the only ones who get to insult them. You get to stand over there and look at them. Look at our beautiful children. We will get very mad if you insult them in ways that we don't want you to insult them. We're very protective. We're very protective of our children. That's a thing. Just like mothers can be extremely protective of their children too. That's just the thing. But keep practicing. Keep doing. And screw up. Yes, you heard me right. Screw up. When you do your creative things, don't be afraid to make flaws, and don't be afraid to make faults, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're only human. We make mistakes all the time. All the time. Gods know I make so many mistakes when I do these videos. When I do these recordings, I do so many mistakes. My God. I record, re-record, re-record, and I barely listen, if at all, to the playback. I only listen to the last couple of seconds to make sure that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I think I've talked about this before. As I said, I make mistakes. I am not perfect. And this is also one of the reasons why I have been making these thought videos as well. Because I'm only human. I am just human. I make mistakes. I feel emotions. I bleed. I'm not a doll. I'm not a robot. I'm not an android. I'm not an AI. I am human, and I bleed. And I cry. And that's just how it is. I feel emotion. You are the same. You are a human too. You bleed. You cry. You get hurt. And you make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make those mistakes, because making mistakes mean that you can learn from them. Make a mistake, learn from your mistake, become better. That is how you become better, by practice. Keep practicing. Keep doing what you like to do. Keep doing your creative things and become better at what you do. But for the love of God, do not take up writing unless you're really damn sure that you want to commit your entire... unless you're very damn sure you want to commit your entire life to writing. Please, I beg of you. This is not something you take lightly. You don't just write a book and see your name on Broadway. You... just no. Just no, and my sincerest condolences to those who cannot stop writing. It's horrible for us. We need a support group somewhere. Like an AA meeting, but it's for writers. It's like, hi, my name is Hailstorm. Hi, Hailstorm. And I started writing when I was a child, and I'm still doing it. We know, Hailstorm. We support you. We understand. Oh God. That would just be sad, really, on the long term. That would just be horribly sad on the long term. And besides, I don't think anyone would actually show themselves to the support group because we're all introverts in the end. I have legitimately never met a writer who's an extrovert. I've never met a writer who's extrovert. I've never heard of a writer who's extrovert. Maybe there are some out there, but I have never heard of them. I have never met them. To me, being an introvert and being a writer, that's mutually exclusive. That's yeah. Not all introverts are writers, but all writers are introverts. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong, but I have never heard of and never seen an extrovert who was also a writer. Like, no. That's not happened in my general vicinity. They might exist. They might. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea. There's actually a whole lot of things that I don't know. And I'm okay with that. You should also be okay with that, because we cannot know everything in the world, and if we did, we would not have brains big enough for it, I'm pretty sure of that. And we would forget half of it anyway. So the point of this whole rambling is, I have a lot of thoughts in my head, and this is a great way to get them out. That's basically it. That's why I'm doing these. I have a lot of thoughts. Some of them extremely random. This is a great way to get them out, and this time it was just thinking about writing and people doing writing and writers and stuff like that, as you could hear because you've just listened to this entire thing if you reached this point. I am not very smart sometimes. I'm not. I think just this is a very good show this to someone with the comment of, this is proof that someone with a high IQ is actually very dumb. No, really, I think the IQ that once upon a time we did like a weird test in school at one point. It's been many years, but I think mine was like 110 or something like that, and I was just staring at the screen like, oh, cool. And that has not affected my life whatsoever. I'm still dumb. I think IQ tests are just extremely arbitrary, and they give bastards another reason to be bastards. They give bastards another excuse to be bastards, because they say, I have an IQ of 120, and that is why I am intellectually superior to you. Meanwhile, you have the guy with an IQ of 80 be like, okay, mate. And then he walks off and is still happy. So, IQ numbers and IQ tests are extremely arbitrary, and I don't know why we're doing them, because intelligence is extremely different. You can have creative intelligence and you can have emotionally intelligence. Emotion intelligence. Emotional intellect? Whatever. And you can have factual intellect, and you can have language intellect. You can have so many different kinds of intellect, so trying to put a number on them feels a bit like the school grading system, but with extra steps. And I personally think that the school grading system is also completely inferior, because putting grades on what you're capable of just promotes a lot of unhealthy competition, especially for the kind of kids who do not like to do competition but just want to vibe and, just want to do stuff. It's great for the kids who love competition, who thrive in competitive environments. That's good. And then there are those of us who don't really want that, and who essentially put all of the skills into this grade thing because high numbers make monkey brain go happy. I think it's dumb. That's okay. This is go. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. I don't. That was a bit of a sideline there into IQs, and yes. This is what happens when I don't have a script. I just go rambling off into the ether and just run with it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I have no idea anymore. I think I know exactly what I'm doing at the moment. Now that I think about it. This is making me more comfortable to sit and talk in front of a microphone. It's making me more confident to sit and talk to a microphone, and hopefully that will also improve my skills in reading aloud in the future, I hope. And in the meanwhile, you guys can enjoy listening to me being weird on recordings. And this will be cemented on the internet for all time, and I am actually completely okay with that. Because I've said before, I'm only human. And I bleed. And this is testament of that. This is what a human's brain can do. This is what a human's mind can think up in the span of 30 minutes. From start to finish, this is what can happen when a human being sits down and just talks into a microphone and just says whatever is on their mind from one end to another and just talks. I'm human, and so are you. So don't be afraid to do things. Don't be afraid to do things. Do things. Just go out, do that, and practice, and yes. Okay, I'm starting to run out of material in my head. It's starting to become the void. You guys ever have that? Just void in your head, and suddenly you're just staring into space. And then you come back like, okay, what was that? Where was I? What's going on? What year is it? I think I'm reaching that point, but I've made this now, and I know it's not Sunday or anything like that, and I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to put this... Yes. I know it's not Sunday, I don't care. I'm going to put this online anyway. Because I can. And... okay. I think that's enough for now. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. And may you all have a pleasant day or night.